I see me taking money out. What for to do?
Arrest you.
Arrest me?
Yeah, so you're gonna do what they told you to do is get back on.
Why is y'all arresting me?
Because you're under arrest for stealing.
On November 24th, 2023, Joliet Police responded to a retail theft call at Walmart in Illinois. 20-year-old cashier Dajah Hollie was accused of pocketing register cash across 5 incidents exceeding $500. This footage raises 3 constitutional questions worth examining closely. The arrest rests on the Fourth Amendment probable cause standard. Walmart Loss Prevention had documented each incident with surveillance photography and time-stamped video prior to officer arrival, satisfying the warrantless arrest threshold before officers announced custody. The Fourth Amendment issue here is clean. That is not where the problems begin.
Alright, Dajah, so they got you on camera, basically taking money from the register, putting it in your pocket.
Money? When?
Yeah. They got you on camera.
Nothing, please.
Would you be able to empty out your pockets?
And my money.
Okay, could you take that out?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Try to see it really quick.
Do you have anything else in your pockets?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna have you go ahead, place your items right there. I'm gonna have you turn and face the wall right here. I'm gonna pat you down. You got nothing on you?
Which pocket did you put it in?
Put your hands behind you, or like
This one?
behind your head. There you go.
This one?
Unless she has a purse or something, I don't know. She took one with 2:35 today.
2-4.
She took one at 9:45 this morning.
24, 23,
And then this is from the prior days.
Okay.
Okay, you can fix your pants. You can have a key or
I didn't take anything. I have my own money.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's on camera.
Can I see for myself?
You show pictures.
I'm going to show you the pictures just to show, like,
that's fine.
there's a camera, like, literally right
I
above
know
you.
that.
So here's the times that I guess you were taking it the other days, right? The other days? Okay.
I can't see nothing. I see me taking money out.
And this was...
That's mine, sir.
Okay. Alright.
So I'm gonna have her write a statement real quick.
Okay.
So Dajah, this
Is
is.
y'all else looking for something?
So you're gonna listen to what this gentleman's gonna tell you to do right now, okay? Right now you're at work.
What I'm gonna need you to do is write a statement about why you have this money and explain to us what has happened on these previous days.
How can I know what happened if it look like I'm taking money out the
I'm
drawer?
just letting you know, it's all on video, okay? So I need you to write a statement about what is happening with this money that we have missing from your registers that you don't know. Okay?
Like, what do I'm confused. What do
So you right?
I hear him. I hear him.
Okay?
Like, y'all gonna make me mad. I'm being calm right now because I'm trying to see what's
Okay,
going on.
we're being calm too. We're just explaining what you need to do. Okay? I'm just letting you know. This is all documentation of all
I'm
this money.
trying to see
This is
that
all
was-
documentation of the money that has been taken from the register that you worked on. Okay? These are still photos, yes, and we do have videos of it. Okay, so we're not just because these still photos are showing what where your hands are at, this is not changing anything from the video.
I didn't take
So
anything.
So I'm just letting you know, we already have it documented, a video and everything of you getting the money. Okay?
Under 720 ILCS 5/16-1, theft exceeding $500 constitutes a Class 3 felony in Illinois, carrying 2 to 5 years imprisonment. Loss prevention had documented each incident with surveillance photos and video prior to officer arrival, satisfying the probable cause threshold under the Fourth Amendment before the arrest was announced.
Can I put my stuff back up here now?
This is all mine?
That I bought for my money.
Okay, ma'am,
Write
listen.
the statement.
We're gonna
This is
keep
my
your stuff
stuff,
out.
though. What y'all
Okay, right now you're in
mean?
custody, okay? So I need you to
Custody
get
for
your stuff
what?
out. All right, just write the statement. That's fine.
Like, this is my stuff I bought with my money. Why
Okay,
can't I
so
put it
then
back
write
in
that
my...
on the statement.
I am.
Okay, you don't need to yell at me. Do what they're
I'm grown as hell. Don't talk to me like I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to y'all.
Right
Come
now
on.
you're still at work, so you're
I
gonna
know
do what
that.
work's gonna ask
I
you to do. And it's
am.
gonna write that
I
statement.
am, but
So
let
you're-
them, my people, the people that I'm working for, let them talk to me, please.
Okay,
Y'all
well,
don't
they
have
called
to.
us racist, so now we're here. So now you're gonna write that statement.
I don't put no, like, come on now.
This is really what happened. It's already documented. It's already in
Well,
video.
I want to
Okay,
see
so
what happened. That's why
I'm telling you what happened.
You're not gonna
I'm
see
not
what happened.
talking to y'all, please.
Listen.
I'm talking
Listen.
to you.
But I'm not talking to
You're
you.
not
I'm
gonna
talking
see
to
it.
And
him.
I'm telling you what's happened. Okay.
Okay, but
You are
like, what
seen
the
on
hell?
video,
am I-
taking money from the registers and putting it in your
So
vest
that's
pocket.
what y'all seen,
Okay.
and that's what I didn't do.
Okay. Well, it's on video.
Okay, I want
It's
to
on
see the video.
Well, I'm telling you. I'm telling you what's on video. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
I don't want to write no statement.
You want to put under. You don't want to write no statement, and you're gonna put next
I
on
don't
that.
want to write no statement.
Well, then you're gonna initial it. You're gonna put it in there. I don't want to put no statement. You're gonna initial it. Okay. Right.
So
Right.
y'all go,
Right.
y'all
No
go
statement and
force
initial
me
it
to
with
write
your.
a statement or
Right. No
something.
statement and then initial it. Okay. So this way I can't put in there that you did
Here
something.
you go, sir.
Okay.
It's initial. DH. Thank you.
Okay. Now you can remove your vest. Okay. That's all my property. You have a work phone.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you can put that vest, the work phone here, place it right here. Did you get a discount card yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so the work vest and your ID and your work phone, you can place it right here.
Okay. So y'all saying that I took something out y'all door. Okay.
What I'm saying, you know, it's on video. Okay, you know. I don't come here just to look at videos.
So what y'all finna do?
Arrest you.
Arrest me?
Yeah, so you're gonna do what they told you to do is get back on.
Why is y'all arresting me?
Because you're under arrest for stealing.
The first constitutional tension is custodial interrogation under Miranda versus Arizona, 384 U.S. 436, 1966. Before formal arrest was announced, officers and loss prevention jointly requested a written statement from Hollie inside a closed back office after a pat-down with multiple officers present and no exit offered. Courts apply a totality of circumstances test. Would a reasonable person in that position feel free to leave closed room? Pat-down completed. Multiple uniformed officers. The answer is almost certainly no, which means Miranda had attached. Requesting a statement under those conditions without first advising the right to remain silent and the right to counsel constitutes custodial interrogation without Miranda compliance. Any statement obtained would be subject to suppression at trial. Hollie refused to write the statement and initialed a refusal form instead. That refusal was the correct Fifth Amendment exercise. Under Doyle versus Ohio, 426 U.S. 610, 1976, no adverse inference may be drawn from that silence. A secondary Miranda issue arises from loss prevention's direct involvement. Private actors are not ordinarily bound by Miranda. However, under Illinois versus Perkins, 496 U.S. 292, 1990, Miranda applies where a police-dominated atmosphere exists. Officers and loss prevention operating jointly in a closed room with a detained subject creates exactly that atmosphere. The joint statement request was procedurally vulnerable on two fronts.
32, son of 52, too. She's bleeding.
You did it!
You
Why? No, I didn't!
Yes, you did.
No, I promise I didn't!
Okay.
It burned! We can't touch it!
Stop tensing up your hands.
It burned, man. Like, I'm not doing any. Y'all already got me in the handcuffs. Where can I go?
You're getting an ambulance to get checked out. Just calm down.
What? Like, that don't even make sense. Y'all hurt me and then put me in an ambulance. What?
You're bleeding. That's why you're getting.
Y'all did this, bro. After the fact,
Why did you resist arrest?
I did it.
Okay.
I did it. I asked,
So
like,
you
can I
throwing the
get my
phone at her?
thing?
So you throwing your phone at
I
her?
did. On my granny, on my cousin
on
granny
video.
that's tatted on me, G.
It's on
I did
video.
not hit her.
Well, you're on a body camera, so.
Wait, y'all did all that. After the fact, I asked her politely, can I go in the back and get my thing?
What's up, John? All right. We got a 52 en route.
Y'all don't all three have to hold me, G.
Coming from her finger right here.
You want to keep her out here? You want to put her in my car?
She's been. I would just wait.
Yeah, just wait till the ambulance gets here. I'm getting the car
She's gotta
dirty.
behave first before she heads out.
Give me a call, please, for TX for an officer. No, on Channel 3.
Who?
Is it Al? I go back out to Walmart traffic.
Fucking Charlie Moore, dude. Send me a text. He's laughing. He's like, regular theft. Really?
I'll go wait up for Central 20. You guys are good in here?
Yeah. Wait for the
I
ambulance.
appreciate it.
Can I sit down, please? Oh, my God.
Are you gonna be calm?
Yes.
All right.
Grades. Responding officers receive a B. Probable cause was sound. Force was measured. Post-arrest medical response was appropriate. The procedural failure is singular but significant, requesting a statement before Miranda advisement in a setting that had objectively become custodial. That step created a viable suppression issue that defense counsel would be obligated to raise. The fact that no statement was obtained does not cure the procedural gap, it only makes the issue moot as to that evidence. Dajah Hollie receives a C+. Invoking silence and refusing to write a statement was constitutionally correct. Initialing the refusal form created a documentary record that cannot be mischaracterized. However, physical resistance after a lawful arrest was announced is where the analysis diverges sharply. Illinois does not recognize a right to physically resist a lawful arrest, even one a defendant sincerely disputes. The remedy is a motion to suppress, not a struggle, in a back office. That decision converted one felony charge into 3. Walmart loss prevention receives a B-. The evidentiary foundation. 5 documented incidents, time-stamped, photographed and on video, was professionally executed and legally sufficient. The vulnerability was procedural. Participating in a joint statement request, alongside uniformed officers in a custodial adjacent environment, without understanding how Miranda's scope extends to private actors operating in law enforcement coordination. That gap requires internal policy correction. 3 lessons from this encounter. First, Miranda custody does not require formal arrest language. The moment a reasonable person would not feel free to leave, the 5th and 6th Amendment protections attach. Officers and private parties in coordination must recognize that threshold before any questioning begins, not after handcuffs are produced. Second, silence is a legal tool. Physical resistance is not. When an arrest is announced, lawful or disputed, The correct response is compliance followed by legal challenge. Every act of physical non-compliance adds independent criminal exposure, expands the force options legally available to officers, and weakens any subsequent constitutional challenge to the arrest itself. 3rd Graham versus Connor is evaluated prospectively, not retrospectively. The proportionality of force is judged from what a reasonable officer knew and faced at the moment of the decision. The nonviolent nature of the predicate offense is one factor, not a ceiling. Active physical resistance is a separate independent variable in the force calculus. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching.
2360.
Go ahead.
You'll be on Midland and Joliet. Midland and Douglas. 22 copy. Careful. Move. What? Don't ask Wales call. I'll be at the jail right now.
Oh. Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, he didn't show me a route to booking. No.
The second issue is use of force under Graham versus Connor, 490 U.S. 386, 1989. When Hollie physically pulled away during handcuffing, an officer drew his taser and issued a verbal warning. The taser was not discharged. Ground control was applied. No strikes were observed. No OC spray was deployed. Graham requires force to be objectively reasonable based on 3 factors: severity of the crime, whether the subject posed an immediate threat, and whether the subject was actively resisting. Applying those factors, the underlying offense was a non-violent property crime. Hollie possessed no weapon and made no verbal threat. Her resistance was physical non-compliance pulling away, not an attack. Taser display as a deterrent for active resistance during handcuffing falls within departmental authority under Graham. But it sits at the upper boundary of proportionality given the non-violent nature of the predicate offense. The absence of deployment is the critical distinction here. Post-restraint Hollie alleged injury. Officers promptly requested EMS and offered hospital transport. Under City of Revere versus Massachusetts General Hospital, 463 U.S. 239, 1983, the government bears an affirmative duty to provide adequate medical care to injured detainees. That obligation was met. Any Section 1983 excessive force claim would face qualified immunity unless a clearly established right was violated a high threshold, given that no weapon was discharged and force did not exceed control techniques. Physical resistance after a lawful arrest generates 3 separate charges, independent of the underlying theft. Resisting or obstructing a peace officer under 720 ILCS 5/31-1 is satisfied by any physical non-compliance with a lawful arrest, no intent required beyond the act itself. Aggravated assault on a peace officer under 720 ILCS 5/12-2 requires proof of knowing physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature against an officer in performance of duties. Both charges are well supported by body camera footage. The original Class 3 felony theft, 720I, LCS 5/16-1, carrying 2 to 5 years, became a 3-count arrest through conduct at the scene.